Hello and welcome to part 5 of my series on cognitive errors and behavioral biases. You can check out parts 1, 2, 3, and 4 if you follow these links here. Now, as I've said before, we all have these problems, and these things affect our analysis and our forecasting in negative ways. Let's take a look at a few examples. There is something called the house money effect. So we think about investing or gambling in terms of what we start with. So we $100 at a casino or $100 into a stock, kind of think of that as the base. And so anything from there is upside and anything from down is downside. But if let's say you go up 50, you should still think about now you have 150. You should still think about that as your money, but people will behave differently with that extra $50. They will think about gains and losses differently. They will be more affected by losses below the $100 starting point than they are with losses from 150. People will behave in riskier ways with that $50 cushion. You really want to think about this as your money right now and not segregate it in such ways. Regret diversion. So we can't stand regretting things. So what we'll do is we'll imagine the worst case scenario and then we'll behave in ways that will help us avoid that worst case scenario, even if that means in general outcomes will be worse. So it affects our buying and selling decisions. We do not like buying a stock and having it go down. We don't like selling a stock and having it go up. So we will behave in ways that are counterproductive to our end wealth goals by buying too little or selling too much, things of that nature. We will also invest in kind of the mainstream popular names and not some obscure names that might have higher expected returns because we somehow feel better, more comfort buying these quote unquote popular mainstream names. We have a tremendous illusion that we're in control of way more than we are investing. There's a lot of luck there. But because we feel like we're in control, we'll have a tendency to under diversify, which leads to worse outcomes. We tend to trade more than we should, which again leads to worse outcomes. We also overvalue information when the information may not even be relevant, but because we think we're in control and we know this information, again, we behave in ways that are counterproductive to wealth accumulation. Confirmation bias, one of my favorite biases out there. Simply put, we will see a ton of information and we'll focus in on the part of that information that confirms what we already believe. Okay, so when we are searching for something, when we're trying to determine if something is true, we will just find the stuff that confirms that it's true. We won't even look for the stuff that doesn't confirm that it's true. If for some reason we were presented with information where both sides were presented, we will interpret it in a way that confirms what we already believe. We will somehow find a way to discount the information that runs counter to what we believe. And even if we do kind of acquire information on both sides of it, our memory is such that we will kind of, again, discount the information that's not there. This for sure happens in your research. You will find reasons to support your belief whether or not a stock's a buy or a sell, and you'll hone in on the things that confirm what you already want to believe, and you'll discount or ignore the things that run counter to what you believe. The disposition effect is the tendency for us to hold on to losers too long and sell winners too early. There is something called momentum, and that says that stocks that have done poorly over the last 6 to 12 months tend to do poorly over the next 6 to 12 months, and stocks that have done well over the previous 6 to 12 months tend to do well over the next 6 to 12 months, suggesting that we should sell our losers and we should hold on to our winners, but we do just the opposite because of this disposition effect. Again, just knowing about these things does not stop you from doing them. You need to find a way to kind of turn off that fast thinking system 1 brain and engage your system 2 brain in order to focus you in on true analysis that's unbiased. Thanks so much for listening.